Welcome to Lilac City Live! Yeah. We've got a great show for you tonight. Tonight's guest, Mother Sam Ligon, Arc Dude, Cody Thomas, comedy from Baldwin, and musical guest, Matt Parker, the Tunnels of Love, and your host, former R&B duo, Silly and Willie, Brian Dean Tucker, and Sean Glasso!
How are you? Yeah, good. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Hey. Oh, good. You're all very polite during that open. You were. Justin, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Wow, it goes, it's high and low. Yeah? Working on anything, or?
Yeah, been working with at-risk youth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we started a Bon Jovi cover band. It's called Bon Jovi.
I'd go to that. That sounds good. Good for you.
It just works.
Okay. Yeah, what about you? What's going on? Nothing? Same old?
Yep.
Stayed up late at your house the other night.
Yeah, we had fun. That was worth it.
We like to do things last minute. You know?
Work very well under
Procrastinators.
pressure.
Yeah, it's good. But I want to thank you all for coming out. Standing in the rain. You know, it's
A
miserable.
little drizzly.
Our first guest, I'm not bringing him out just yet, but as many of you probably know, he's his newest work is being serialized in the Inlander. It's called Miller Kane. It's kind of a road trip. Kind of dark. It's really cool though, but it made me think of one of the worst days of my life.
Oh, sure. Yeah. As any good art does, it makes you reflect, I think.
I was living in Los Angeles, and I was going to go home to see my beautiful mother, and I had a very crummy car that I did not take care of. And I woke up really early and was like, I'm going to drive, because it was 20 hours to get from where I was at to here.
Yeah, easy.
And I was like, I'm just going to power through this. And I'd done it before. I was like, this is cake. And did it, and I got about 2 hours in, and there were some big fires in like Southern California, like there is now. So I got pushed back a little bit. Started to become afternoon.
Sure.
It's getting a little later. I'm like, oh man, it's not great.
That 20-hour time frame turning into an actual day.
Then it finally clears up, traffic clears up, I get going, I'm going on the 5, I'm like, I can do it. And the car just stops. Just like I'm giving it gas and like, oh, there's nothing. Like all the dials are on.
It just completely just stopped existing, basically.
Oh no, that's not good. So I was in Death Valley.
Sitting in a piece of metal.
And there's no exits out there. I don't know if you've ever been out there, but there's no, there are exits, but they go to nothing. Nothing is out there. There's a bridge that goes over the freeway that leads you to more nothing. So I coasted to underneath the bridge to park under the shade, and was like,
smart, yeah.
I'll wait here. I'll read a comic book, and maybe this will just start back up.
Yeah.
Sure enough, started right back up.
What were you reading? That had to have been the magic equation there.
I was like, wow, great. So I'm like, oh, phew, just wanted to scare me a bit, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I start going, and it dies almost like
as soon as the sun hit it, I would even assume, really.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Coasted back in underneath the bridge, and was like, okay, well, I'll just hitchhike to the next gas station and buy some coolant. I don't know anything about cars.
Car juice. Get some car juice for it. Rub it on it like an ointment. It'll be fine.
So I'm hitchhiking, like you're just walking along, and it's very hot. So I'm stripping down, and just down to a t-shirt and jeans, and really hot.
It's like a Calvin Klein commercial, kind of.
Yeah, you can see the
the heat waves,
the heat coming off the heat coming out of this Van Halen. A guy picks me up.
Perfect.
I'm like, great.
Your angel.
And he has Iowa plates. And at the time I knew some people in Iowa, and I get in, and the guy is white-knuckled, sweating. The console is full of cigarette butts. Not the ashtray, the console. And I was like, ooh, boy, okay. I'm like, hey, thanks so much, man. If you could just stop me at the next gas station we see, or exit that has any type of
A
civilization.
family restaurant.
That would be, yeah, exactly. A diner. And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Looking straight ahead. Didn't look at me. And I was like, oh, okay.
Is the car moving at this point?
Oh, yeah, we're going.
You're engaged, so there's no.
Oh, he's going 90 miles an hour. We're like cruising. And I go, so what part of Iowa are you from? And then he looks at me and goes, who told you I was from Iowa?
Oh, no. Wrong small talk. Bad time to be observant.
And I was like, oh, no, I saw your plates when you picked me up. He goes, oh, this isn't my car. Cool.
I mean, that's like, what do you call when you have that many red flags accruing?
Yeah, but it means like I would jump out of this car if it wasn't going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah. No, it's in Death Sentence. In Death Valley.
There's an exit coming up with the gas station. Hey, that would be good there. That's good. Nope, kept going.
Yeah,
and I go, hey, you could just stop me here. And he's like, oh, I'll just take you to the next one. It's only another like 50 miles. And I was like, and he goes, I'm just messing with you. And he proceeds to go at 80 miles an hour into the like dirt median to the other side of the freeway. And like I am shaking and he pulls into the gas station and goes, take it easy, man. And then he starts driving south. We were going north.
Think how long. Not only how is it cool that you met Andy Kaufman in the wild.
Right.
Like that's pretty special. Not anyone can say that. That's dedication.
Yeah.
How long was he? He could have been planning that from the second he saw you. He was like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Like
so many hours ago.
Yeah,
he was just waiting.
Wow.
So then now it's dark and I'm at the gas station and I bought oil. Because I don't know.
Why not?
I bought oil, cigarettes, and
Slim Jim?
A Slim Jim, yes.
That's what you do in that situation.
Didn't really think about water, like some essential things maybe.
You got a consumable
shelter
fluid,
things.
you said, didn't you? I heard.
Yeah, boy,
like
it was
a Coke
really
maybe or something. There was something to.
Man, so I start walking back thinking somebody will, I hung out at the gas station for a while thinking like, can you just give me a ride back? No, nobody wants to give me a ride because I look insane. And so I just start walking back and I walk forever and we had gone 30 miles. So I was just walking and it's dark. There's no street lights because it's Death Valley on the freeway. And I was wearing an orange t-shirt. And I found out that that's where Folsom Prison is, like, right in there.
Oh, sure.
I felt that's why nobody was picking me up. Also, I'm at the point, like, I haven't eaten, I haven't had any water or anything, and, like, delirium is starting to set in, and it's pitch, when there aren't any cars, it's pitch black, and you can hear rustling animal noises, and I'm
Desert's
like,
alive,
like singing really loud and crying and laughing, and like I'm gonna die here. This is it. I'm 22. By now I should have been home. My mom was very worried. But I get to the bridge that I thought that I was parked my car at, and it was not there. And I go, oh, it's got to be the next one. It's got to be it. So I go another 10 miles, I guess, or whatever it was, and it's not there. And then I realize I'm walking on the other side of the freeway, and I'm like, there's no way I walked by my car, right? Like, there's no way I did that, right?
You'd hope.
And I go, I'll go one more, and then I'll just lay in the street.
Better safe than sorry. Yeah.
End it. I go one more, and I see the yellow flashing tow truck lights, like a good, 100 yards away. And I was like, no.
Oh, no.
And like every last bit of like my tiny body at 22,
you're in a fever dream at this point.
Sprinting as fast as I can, and I get like as I'm like 10 feet away, it starts pulling away, and I'm like, no, like right in front of this gigantic tow truck, and the guy stops and gets out, and he's like, I thought you were a coyote. I was gonna run you over. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Well, I'm not. And
No.
have you seen a white Subaru out here? And he's like, oh yeah, I just saw that. And I'm like, can we go get that? And could you possibly fix it? And he was like, yeah. And I had $300 to get home. To tow it to the town was $280.
So
And I
a couple
said,
packs of cigarettes.
okay. Well, at least I'm not dead. And he tows it there, and it's the middle of the night, and so he goes, the only thing there is a gas station that has like a mechanic there,
Sure.
and then a Jack in the Box. And I get there, he goes, well, you'll have to wait till they open at 6. And I was like, okay, I'll just sleep at Jack in the Box. But no, I need to call my mom. So I go to Jack in the Box, and I was like, give me a gigantic water. The biggest one, and fortunately it's Jack in the Box, and all their drinks are gigantic. So I got that. I went out and I'm like, do you have a phone? Because this is a pre-cell phone era for me. They're like, yeah, there's a payphone outside. I go to the payphone, I put in a quarter, call my mom. Well, I put in like $1, because it's still California. And I'm like, you answer, hello, where are you? What's it? I'm like, Mom, I'm in some town. I don't know. I'm okay. I made it, Mama. And she goes, okay, I need to, and then the phone just goes click.
You must
dial tone.
insert more money, please.
And no, it wasn't that. It just
Oh.
went to straight dial tone. It just hung up.
The most ominous thing that could have happened.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And I put in another thing, and I'm like, Mom, I don't know, something's wrong with this phone. And she's like, okay, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know, it's some weird click. And I was like, you! And they just start like smashing the receiver into the phone.
Yeah.
And the Jack in the Box guy comes out. He's like, hey, you can't. And I'm like, your phone, you. And he's like, there's one at the gas station. I go, okay. And I went around the back, and it's still very dark, and I'm very, very sad and delirious and tired. And
Distraught, yeah.
I'm like walking, like swearing to myself, and I step off of a ledge that was like 8 feet. And it was like a Roadrunner cartoon when like
You kept
the
walking
coyote
midair
like,
for a little bit.
you know, like a sign that says, yipes.
You only fall
And
if you
like-
believe there's a fall.
It was,
Yeah.
and I hit the ground, and I was like, oh, and then my drink falls on top of me,
Well, yeah, duh.
and I was just soaked, and I gave up right then. And,
Sure.
And I finally got a hold of my mom, and then my girlfriend picked me up the next day, and the car had died. I'd cracked the engine block, and because you got to get oil changes.
Live and learn.
So anyway, I made it. Here I am.
You survived, folks.
But our next guest has also very harrowing tales as well, like in Miller Kane, but he is the author of several books, including Among the Dead and Dreaming, Drift and Swerve, Safe in Heaven Dead, and Wonderland. He teaches at EWU and is artistic director of the Port Townsend's Writers Conference. Please welcome Sam Ligon. Sam, how are you? Thanks.
Hello, nice
Have
to
a
meet you.
seat.
Okay,
How's it going, man?
good. How
Thanks
are
for
you?
coming on. Well, I'm good.
It sounds like it's harrowing.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but I'm better for it. Built some character.
Did you sell the car to the gas
We
station?
left it there.
Did you take
We
the plates?
gave it to the gas station. No,
Okay.
tow truck. Yeah, they just it's somewhere. Kettle. What?
Maybe they
Kettle
framed it and put it
Falls?
on the roof as just like
I
the
forget what it's
testament to the
called.
last stranded.
Yeah, there's just some like
Fool
one tooth
from
like
California.
you them storage got a car.
We had a movie boy come through.
We had them Hollywood type. Yes, but Miller Kane is equally harrowing, if
Yes.
not more so. It's pretty dark, man.
But funny too.
It's very funny.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed. Tell us about Miller Kane, actually.
So the story is about a guy who is a kind of a fraudulent historian, meaning, and a historian friend was like, "What do you mean by that?" And I was like, why? Because is that redundant? Is that what you mean? And what I mean is that he was a history teacher in Spokane, but he also contributes to textbooks. And the history that he writes is often inaccurate. So it's about 80% true, but then it's a little bit off. It's often a little bit off.
Okay.
Or it's often massively off. So I was interested in that. So he's a fraudulent historian. He makes his living conning the survivors of mass shootings. So that's kind of the dark part.
Right.
We're in the American moment of this guy's going from one mass shooting to the next. And he's helping people, and he's also ripping them off.
Yeah.
He's conning them. He gets a call from the woman he loves who's up in Skagit, other side of the state in Washington. It's like, you need to come home and get Carlene, which is her daughter. So he comes home to rescue this girl and then gets her on the road with him and is kind of trying to stay between the trouble ahead of him and the trouble behind. People are coming after him because they want their money back.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So people are like, where's my money?
Yeah. It's a really interesting. I'm just a bit into it.
Okay.
I just started.
So in that
I
first
really
section, you see the guy come in who says, where's my money?
Right. Yeah. It's fantastic. I'm hooked, and I'm liking. I'm reading it through the Inlander.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Which means it's going to take you a year to read it.
Right. Yeah. That's the kind of pace I read it. So.
But that's
This is a
really weird, right?
It is.
I
It's
mean,
really cool because it's a thing that used to be done
Right.
quite
Yeah.
often. They
Yeah.
serialize novels or stories in newspapers and things like that. And how did that happen?
So that was the Inland Arc. Jacob Fries at the end of it, this is maybe 2 or 3 years ago, he said, why don't we, because I was working for him, I was writing stuff for him, and he was great. The Inlander publishes so many weird things, and it's a writer's paper because he brings a lot of people in, and he's like, want to do something?
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, why don't you write about booze? And I was like, I don't want to. And he's like, well, what if we called the thing that you did about booze? I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I would mention, so I'd be like, I'm in the Denver airport having a beer. And then I'd write about, something that had nothing to do with that, which
Right.
is really cool. Or Kate and I were in Iowa and bought a whip at the Iowa State Fair. And so I got booze into that somehow, but it's always just weird shit that he lets me do kind of whatever I want. So a couple of years ago, he's like, why don't we do, what if you wrote a novel for the paper? And I was like, no, that's horrible. That's a horrible idea. I'm not going to do that, you know?
Really?
Yeah, because it's bad. I mean, it's too hard, right? I mean, the way you write it, I think the way you write a novel is you write
the novel first.
Yeah,
and
you write it first, and then you figure out what it's about.
And then you can put in the.
And then you write it again.
Yeah.
Once you know what it's about, then you write it again. And so then as I was getting ready to write this novel, and I was doing a bunch of really weird history stuff. We were doing pie and whiskey stuff, which resulted in me writing a bunch of these fake histories, which was leading me to this book. I knew I wanted to write about P.T. Barnum. I knew I wanted to write about Narcissa Whitman.
Yeah.
And I started getting into weird history. And then I'm starting to put this together. And Jacob said it again. Why don't you write a novel for the paper? And I was like, maybe I will. Because it just seems so crazy.
It's all just kind of falling into place.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I will.
Yeah.
And then it was the terror of it that made it more interesting. And because I liked him so much and knew that he was cool, and I also knew Spokane of anywhere,
Right.
you could do that here.
Do the weird.
We do weird stuff. And other papers,
challenge for you,
it's a huge challenge.
and you knew, it seemed like you had a sense of awareness of what you were coming into,
Right.
and so that
Right.
I think that gives you a huge head
Right,
start.
and I went to other writers in town. So I went to Jas Walter, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do this. I want to talk about it beforehand, which writers usually don't do.
Right.
So I'm like, what about this? I'm like, yeah, no. What about this? No. And so, and Kate, my wife, also, I talk about it with her, my buddy Rob Lopez. I was talking a lot about it and getting ideas. And I knew, because there's so many writers and readers in this town, so much weirdness, that I thought it could work in this town.
Definitely.
And so the one model has been the Star Tribune in Minneapolis. They've done about 3 or 4 serial novels. But the way they do them, that paper?
I mean, no, I don't think specifically.
It's a big daily in Minneapolis.
Is that one David Simon ever wrote for? Do
He
you know
might
if
have. He
okay.
might have.
Okay.
But the way they did their novels is they bought them. So they were in the can when they ran them. And then they financed them through digital sales. So if you downloaded a Kindle, this is how they financed it. But the whole thing was done, meaning there's absolutely no risk.
Yeah.
And when Jacob and I talked about it, he was like, well, how far do you want to be in it? I was like, well, it'd be good if I was halfway. And he's like, okay. Well, I couldn't get halfway.
Right.
I mean, I got 16 weeks into it when we started.
Uh-huh.
But our thought was always like, okay, we're not going to know what we're doing. It's going to be scary.
That's good, though.
Yeah, it is good.
That
It is
how
good.
I mean, I thrive that way. Is that work for you?
We're going to find out.
Right.
I mean, so we just ran the What just ran? I think the 11th one just ran.
Yeah.
Which means he's got 5 in his pocket right now, and I just finished 7 new ones.
Okay.
So.
Feeling good? You got some breathing room?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I'm in a place where everything I've done I like at this point, but I think I'm gonna get to a point where I'm like, okay, I just gotta get this out.
Yeah.
So.
We'll see.
Right.
Keep picking
we'll
up
see.
the Inlander.
We'll see. But another thing that's Spokane related, when that Freeman shooting happened last year,
Right.
I knew my guy was on the road. I knew he had this kid he was going to pick up. I knew he had all this history stuff. Kate, my wife, said he should be, because do you remember when the Freeman thing happened? People came into town with like therapy pigs.
I don't remember that.
People were coming, scam people were coming into town to rip people off, to help people. And we were reading about it in the Spokesman. Some guy shows up with a pig. And it's his therapy pig. And Kate was like, that's what your guy should be doing.
Oh.
And what he's doing is a little bit more than that. And he's also doing cool. I mean, I think he honestly is helping people too. But the idea of, I'm going to help you while I take your money,
Sure.
feels purely American to me. In a beautiful
Well,
way.
it made me think of did you ever see the movie Leap of Faith with Steve Martin, where he was like a traveling?
Oh yeah, I do.
What's the guy who put the big church, like, you know, the traveling
tent style?
church? that
Like Billy
comes to-
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a movie about that, but
Yeah.
it's very funny. But it's basically that idea where, you know, a lot of. Is it Benny Hill? Not Benny Hinn. Benny Hill, but Benny Hinn. With the yakety sax and the Benny Hinn, who had the like big, you know, those
Like tent revivals.
old timey, the
Yeah.
revivals. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to think of.
yeah.
And they would travel around and it's kind of a ripoff. Like,
Right,
I mean,
right.
they ask you to pay, like, you know, they sucker people into
Right.
giving them all of their money. So I got that vibe from it when I
Right, but I mean, and because I've been reading about P.T. Barnum so much, so I knew I
Yeah.
wanted to get into the Barnum
Showman.
thing. But Barnum's whole thing was, you know, the mark is always complicit in the con.
Yeah.
Well, this is a guy who's ripping people off and wants to be, you want this, right?
Right.
I'm going to take your money. You want this.
Yeah.
And this is his theory. The mark's complicit. The mark wants to be involved in it. Or like Buffalo Bill, his whole thing was people want to be able to call something as false.
Yeah.
Right? So the pleasure of Barnum's thing was Barnum's first con was Joyce Heath, who was George Washington's 187-year-old nurse or something like that, maybe 147 years old. But it's like 1830s, like, come see George Washington's nurse. She's 147 years old. People came. Like, that's bullshit.
Right.
Like, well, what are you going to do? Come look
I would
at
go.
it. Right, yeah,
I would
right. So, and he would plant the stories in the newspaper that said, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And then he would plant the stories that said, no, it's real. So people would come.
Start his own controversy.
Right, start
Just
the
generate
controversy.
everything.
People would come and they'd see it. They'd, like, I can tell that's fake. He's like, yeah, you're right. And I realized that, and then Buffalo Bill would do it too, and they tell these lies. Writers would come out from these, and he got it from Bill Hickok. Writers would come out to Platte, Nebraska, for real Western stories, cowboy outlaw stories.
Right.
And these guys would tell stories, and the writers would be like, this isn't true.
Yeah, just making it.
And he's like,
Tall tale.
right, it's a tall tale, but what Barnum realized was, it's like people, it's the same thing as reality TV.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing as reality TV, which is that it's a superiority fix.
Yeah.
You pay to be like, I'm smarter than that.
Yeah, these people are idiots.
I'm smart, that's fake.
Yeah.
And then Barnum's got the money, you know? And so I think there's something going on with my guy that's a little bit like that. Like, he's honestly giving people something, but he's also
Yeah.
taking
That's a
their
great
money.
platform for a character. For
Oh,
all kinds
man,
of
I love it.
conflict
It's
and growth.
fantastic.
Whatever
It's
you
really
wanna do with
interesting.
it, you know, that's
Really
perfect.
highly recommend you start reading into it. It's really great. Earlier you mentioned pie and whiskey. I want
Right.
to talk about that real quick.
Yes.
What is pie and whiskey?
So pie and whiskey is another Spokane thing. So pie and whiskey is a reading that happens during Get Lit, and we started. My wife Kate, and I started it. This year's going to be the 7th year. We do it at the Cracker Building. It used to be at the Women's Club. Has anybody been to pie and whiskey? Okay, so you know what it is. We bake a bunch of pies. We got Dry Fly gives us 2 cases or 24/5 of whiskey. And the way it started was Kate and I started doing it in Port Townsend because we were teaching out there. But when we started doing it in Spokane, which was the first really real pie and whiskey thing, we knew Spokane did weird things that people would come out for. I mean, like Pig Out or Hoop Fest or Bloomsday or this.
Right.
That there would be things that people would go to in Spokane. So we're like, let's
Yeah.
do a reading where we bake a bunch of pies and get some whiskey and have writers read. But the writers are going to be good. And by good, I don't mean good writers. I mean good readers. So that because we go to a lot of readings.
It's engaging.
Right, it's engaging. It's not boring.
Yeah.
Right, you know the readings. Some readings are boring. Almost all readings are boring. And we go to a lot of readings and they're boring. And it's not that the writing's bad.
Right.
So we're like, let's get people who really know how to read. Let's give the audience whiskey and let's give them pie, and it'll be free.
Yeah.
Right. And so
No brainer.
Right. But we thought right. We didn't. Well, we baked. Kate, how many pies did we bake? So we baked 10 pies, and we had like 6/5, and we thought maybe 50 people will come.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were like 300 people there.
Oh,
and we're like, of course, because you're giving them a pie and whiskey away. So we're giving it all away, and we ran out of everything almost immediately.
Right.
We're going to start to read, and I go up and I'm like, hey, we're out of everything. We're going to start the reading. And I figured people are going to leave.
Yeah.
They didn't leave. And so we did the
Because
reading.
you had good readers.
Well, I don't, because they're polite.
Right.
I mean, I don't really know why they did. I would have left.
I should
If
start
was-
offering pie for this show. Sorry, we ran out.
Right, you could do pie here. So then it became this crazy, and the reading was really good. So the next year we made way more pie, way more whiskey, and continued with the good writers. Oh, and a lot of Spokane people are involved. So Spokane people do the baking. Spokane people. Where's Micah?
Oh, yeah.
I know
she's
Micah
right-
from
she's
Batches
right
here. We
there.
use her kitchen. Don Poffenroth from Dry Fly supplies the booze. I mean, all this stuff is given. You know, so Spokane people come, and it's a lot of Spokane readers, and it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels like this
When is
weird.
that now?
It's this year. It's April 25th. It's always in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
April 25th.
And we've done it in other places, but we always want to do it places like here.
Right, yeah.
Because there's more, the energy's like. So we've done it. We did it in Seattle. It was really cool. It was really fun. It's more fun here.
Yeah. Because Spokane crowds. All right. I also had it in my notes that you worked at a library.
I worked at a but I say library.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes,
there.
I did work in a library.
When
When I was in grad school at UNH, New Hampshire, I was the night stack supervisor of the library.
Oh, okay.
So I would, do almost nothing. As a grad student, I'd assign students, go put those books away. I mean, I had like 3 hours of work to do.
Sure.
And then I would go like down to the basement section. Well, the best part was the faculty carols, because it used to be, I don't know if this is true anymore, but at that time, faculty had their own room in the library, which I had a key to.
Oh, nice.
And I would go, and they'd have these little carols, but they'd also have locked like boxes full of books and other things.
Oh, okay.
And I had the key to that too.
Oh.
So I would go through that and go through all their, 'cause, I'm there at night.
Yeah.
So I just
What
go
are you
through,
gonna do?
I'm looking for books that are missing.
I just found out that there's a vault in this library, and it has some,
Full of gold?
it has some. What does it have, Jay? Like scrolls or something? It's definitely. Did
you guys raid the
I think
Vatican?
it's like. It's Who Shot Kennedy.
That's
I think
fantastic.
That's what's in there. Yeah.
Jason, give it up.
It's the microfilm. Yeah. Well, what's next? You just stick it,
Man, I gotta finish
trying to
this.
figure out the Miller Cane, and then
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm a lobbyist in Olympia
Okay.
for the university. I say, usually when I say, people are like, what do you lobby for? I'm like,
right.
cigarettes. What's the best thing you could be a lobbyist for, right?
Yeah.
Tobacco and booze. But really, it's the university. So we go to Olympia in the winter. So I'll be there, which is really fun. I'm learning about clean Washington government, having lived in New York for a long time, which is dirty. I'm interested in that clean government. I'm interested in the politics. We now have a Senator Billig who's become the majority leader of the Senate from Spokane.
Yeah.
It's cool. And it's fun being in Olympia's kind of like Spokane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool and weird.
I get that vibe. I've been there a couple of times.
Super weird and cool.
Yeah. Dig it.
Yeah.
Well, right on, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Really
Thanks for having me.
appreciate it. Please read Miller Cane.
Please
Big hand
do.
for Stan Ligon.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Do I hit the screen for me?
Oh,
We got,
yes, I do.
Speaking of politics and stuff, our own
Wrong one.
Oh my gosh.
Ben Glass ran.
For something.
I can't remember
don't
exactly
even know
what
if he
it's for,
remembers,
but
to be
he
honest.
got all dressed up in the penguin suit and had a big speech ready and was just gonna give it his all. And but he did it remotely, so we just thought we'd his. Is it a recession speech or was it? I can't quite.
It's hard to say.
We'll figure it out, but
We'll watch
see.
and
Let's see
find out
if Ben,
together.
what Ben has to say.
Hi, my name is John Benjamin Trace Turner Glass, or as my friends like to call me, John, Nelson, Benjamin, Travis, Trace, Iglesias Glass. I did a write-in campaign for the House seat of Washington's 5th Congressional District, and after a grueling 2.5-hour campaign, mostly at grade schools, prisons, and my mom's house, I regret to inform you that I have lost the race. I had a beautiful concession speech planned. Come to find out that the third runner-up for that campaign has to be mayor of Ritzville. So I might as well throw my beautiful concession speech in the trash. Speaking of trash, when I was a boy, my father used to call me Ben Trash. Guess what, Dad? You were right. Also, speaking of trash, I don't know if you've ever heard of the movie Signs, but I recently watched it, and there's a huge plot hole. Why is that guy not in jail? Seriously, scenario 1, he's drunk. Also, speaking of trash, I don't know if you ever heard of the movie Signs.
I think he kind of went off the rails there at the end. I don't know.
Sure. No.
But, you know.
Is it bad that that all made sense to me then?
Well, good job, Ben. You know, we'll keep doing those write-ins and see if, you know, one day you'll get there, buddy. Up next, you know, that was a little art. I was trying to look for a segue. There's no segue here.
No, there isn't. There's nothing to work with. You just got to kind of just do a cold drop with that one.
Our next guest is a curator of an art club in town. Is that fair to say, Cody? I think.
Yeah.
Cody Thomas, come on up, buddy. How's it going, man? Good. All right. Good song, Jess.
Always
How's it going, man?
It's going good.
Good, good.
Yeah.
So, would you call yourself a curator of this, or?
Kind of. I
Okay.
mean, so we kind of like let anybody who wants to do art for the art shows come in and just like bring their pieces, basically.
Okay, it's called VHS Art Club,
Yeah. So.
and it's at Resurrection Records.
Yeah. So VHS kind of started. It was like a year ago now. So we have a few friends
Oh,
in town.
VHS was a long time ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, like VHS has been around forever.
Like right after Betamax, right? Something like that, I think.
Yeah, definitely after Betamax. Yeah, VCR. I mean, I still gotta find my VCR. So we have a few friends in town who have cancer, and that's kind of where it started. And it was actually a couple things. Like, so to go back farther than that, like I had talked for years with my wife Emily about like how much I wanted to do this like Home Alone art show. I think I like see it on my Facebook feed all the time. Like, man, I want to do a Home Alone art show. Like it's been for like for 4 years. And then
Yeah.
I was like talking with Mike House. You know Mike House?
He's the owner
of Resurrection Records. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was talking with him and I was like, hey, can we do an art show in your new space? Because he got a new spot. His original spot was this little tiny, like, God, it was like the size of like a bathroom. That's how big his first spot was.
Yeah.
And then he got a second spot, and it was like there was a whole back room, and there was lights, and it was a great spot for an art gallery. And I was like, let's do an art show back there. And then it so happened at the same time, like some friends in town got cancer. I was like, okay, well let's do a thing to like make money for them.
Benefit.
So I was like, well, let me think of what we could call it, and I wanted to, like, I thought VHS sounded cool because I like VHS and like I'm a kid of the '90s, whatever.
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, like, also I can make an acronym like Visual Artists Helping Spokane.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it came from. So yeah. So that's where it's all
That's
from.
the
Yeah.
origin story.
That's the origin story.
Okay,
Yeah.
And you've done. And now, is it always like movie themed?
At first it was always movie themed. We did a show called Cats and Wieners. That was kind of a different. That was like a drunk night with me and Mike, and we were like, let's do a show
change
about
it up.
cats. Yeah. No one really got too weird on that one, so it's.
This will be in the upcoming show.
Well,
this
no.
Is this? Oh, this is.
This is from the first show. This is actually a drawing I did.
Oh, okay.
So me and there's another guy in town, Ian Amberson. I think I might be just drawing it.
Yeah.
We both kind of have this idea that Kevin from Home Alone is like a sociopath, and that like
That's true.
that
Oh, like
like
the good son.
so like my
He is, that role
yeah he's
changed
the good son. So I was like doing a piece about how he like conjures the South Hill Shovel Slayer.
Shovel Slayer?
Yeah. not South Hill.
Not
Whatever
South
it was.
Hill,
Yeah. And
That's our guy.
Yeah. That's the Spokane version. So that's what that is. I don't know.
You did this one?
That's
Oh,
mine.
that's great. And you go to graphic design right now?
Well,
in school for-
I went to school 9 years ago at Portland State. And I graduated 9 years, but then I'm at the Falls right now with Justin actually.
Yeah. All right. Good job. Yeah. And so, but you have another. So you have another Home Alone show
Yeah, we're
coming
doing
up
a sequel
December
show.
7th.
It's Filthy Animals 2.
This was a Jaws one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. It's kind of out of order. This is our next poster. That's Kevin.
You Filthy Animal 2.
Yeah.
If you want to see Home Alone related art,
You know where to go.
that is December 7th at Resurrection Records through VHS Art Club.
Yeah.
But you've had other shows.
Yeah, we did
So you had Cats and Wieners,
Cats and Wieners. We did a Jaws show.
Jaws.
We did we've done so many movies. We did The Shining, which was like a pretty good one.
Yeah.
We did Hank Hill.
Right. I see.
Yeah. So yeah, there's been a lot of them.
Yeah.
We did one called Plantasia, based on this like Mort Garson, like squeaky cheese, like MIDI or Moog like, album.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was kind of fun.
That's cool. So you kind of, it's just, you guys, you
We
and Mike
just-
get together and you kind of like.
And Emily as
spitball?
well, actually.
Oh,
Like
okay.
she's planning on us doing a Titanic art show.
All right.
So that'll be
All right.
fun.
And there's another one in the works, no?
Yeah, a guy Fieri. Yeah. That's kind of the one I really want to do.
Going to
really
Flavortown on that one? Okay.
bad. Flavortown.
Okay. And then a zine that's in the works?
Yeah, so we're working on a comic book zine. So actually, one of the artists in the group, his name's Blaze Barshaw. He got diagnosed this last year with throat cancer. He's done now. Actually, Susan's done with her chemo too. But like
Okay.
they're both done with their chemo. So I was like, well, he makes these coloring books with like Devo and stuff in them. So
Yeah.
we decided to do like a coloring book zine of like pop culture stuff. So like,
That's awesome.
pretty much a comic book version of what we're doing for art
That's great.
shows.
And those are all be available at the.
We're planning we're doing a drink and color night at Berserk
Oh, okay. Cool.
on the 28th, I think it is.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then in January we'll be doing an actual like zine
Okay.
release as long as we have like enough people.
The following, yeah, okay, great. And again, these are all, I mean, how much of the sales go to, like, if you go and buy this art, like, it's gonna go to
Yeah.
helping a lot of local people who
Yeah.
have, horrible ailments that,
Yeah.
are-
So the art shows at least 30% goes to the people like to our friends with cancer. Some people put in more, like some people give like 100%.
donation, yeah.
The zine's gonna give like 100% to Blaze minus like the paying for the printing or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Susan Weber is actually here in the audience, and she just beat chemo, or just finished chemo, so, yeah.
yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, well, and also I got to say, Cody, thanks for coming on because we had a different guest. As
Yeah,
he is
no.
not Marianne Gabbard, as you
No, I'm not.
may have noticed. She had to cancel at last minute, so really appreciate you filling
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
People can find VHS Art Club on Facebook.
Yeah, it's VHS Artist Club.
Artist Club.
I tried VHS Art Club, but there's a high school called VHS, so it's not.
I want to go to that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, well, Cody Thomas, thanks so
Thank
much
you,
for coming
yeah.
on, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, dude. Great job. Oh man, when she said she canceled, I had signed. I had responded to the event for that Home Alone thing. It was like, oh, I'm so excited for this. And then
Wait a
as soon as she
second.
canceled, I was like, I gotta go, Cody.
Perfect timing.
Well, up next we have our band, Nat Park and the Tunnels of Love. Fellas, you want to come on up? Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah.
So, Nat Park and Tunnels of Love, that's a weird name. Where did that come from?
Geez, I'll tell you. So, as many of you may know, Nat Park was an amusement park in Spokane.
Oh, Natatorium Park.
Natatorium Park,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yep.
A glass-encased pool, if you will.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. There was a roller coaster and baseball field and all that jazz. It's
Babe
neat.
Ruth came.
Music Center.
Babe Ruth played there,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots of big
Barnstorming
bands
tour.
playing there.
Yep.
My great grandpa lived there actually. He was he was the on ground, like one of the main groundskeepers.
Oh, crazy.
Who are you talking?
You guys got any shows coming up, or?
We are playing December 8th
8th.
at Berserk with Silver Trees.
Nice. Oh, we had Silver Treason on the show before. That was
Yeah,
great.
very excited.
You guys recorded like a year ago, didn't you? Or
A little over a year, yeah. Yeah.
so that album's about to come out,
It's
or?
cooking, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, we'll get it out.
All right.
Keep it
And
moving.
what song are you gonna play for us tonight?
We're gonna play a song called Jealousy.
Oh, okay. Well, ready to take it away, or?
Yeah, we're
there
actually
a-
waiting for
Yeah, there's an extra mic on the
our
up
singer
here.
hasn't shown up yet. So
You wanna,
anybody-
does anybody
Oh, I don't
wanna-
know. I
can
mean,
you-
we got a music
Riley,
guy,
you wanna-
Justin, and
No thanks.
Oh,
no thanks from Riley. Okay.
I guess
You,
Anybody-
we've karaoke'd a couple times. You got
Okay.
some pipes.
You want?
Should
Give
I-
it a
yeah.
shot.
I mean, if he cared, he'd be here, our singer. So you know,
I'll
Let's
try.
Let's see how it goes. Maybe this will
All right.
work
Well,
out.
give it a whirl.
let's give it a shot.
Nat
All
Park
right.
in the tunnels alone.
It's called Jealousy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got this. You're golden, baby.
Thanks, buddy. I'll try. Hey.
Ryan, it's in C.
See, okay, yeah.
C.
I'll follow you guys for the changes. That's that Back to the Future.
Well, there's one thing I can do. I'm gonna
Oh, thank you guys.
That's not bad.
It's okay?
Good work, man.
Wow. Messed up that second verse. That's weird.
I thought you did pretty good, though.
Oh, well, considering.
Hey, are you sure you don't know these guys?
That
was just
heard
all-
the name. I haven't really.
That seemed really good, man.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, maybe we'll just hang that other guy out to dry. You know?
Oh, okay.
New job. Good job, Ryan.
So thanks. We'll have you guys up again at the end of the show. Thanks for Nat Park and the Tunnels of Love, everybody. Thanks so much. Whew. Sorry. I forgot about the part that you got to keep hosting.
Yeah, you got more stuff to do, man. Why are you so winded?
I'm a little under the weather as well, Oh, I know what we have next. Jordan, is Morgan here too, or is it just Jordan? Jordan, are you here?
We only got one of the twins?
One of the twins. Morgan Bale. We got another burger video for you, courtesy Darian Mack here, our house videographer. I don't know which one this is. If you're unfamiliar, I'm sure most of you are, but we have a team here who started an Instagram account called Every Damn Burger, and they're eating every burger in Spokane.
No burger left standing.
It's a pretty good run.
They're on a tear, yeah.
I don't know where they went this time.
It's gonna be a surprise.
Jordan made it sound very mysterious. So we'll give it a watch and see how it goes.
Could be
Every Damn
McDonald's,
Burger.
maybe.
So whatever is actually 24. Oh, this is creepy.
Whoa,
I like
cool.
this. Whatever is actually 20, 24 or whatever, because this is what night. This is 20, 21, 22. So whatever is 23. Hi everyone, I'm Jordan,
And I'm Morgan.
and this is Every Damn Burger. This is a bit of a change for us. This is the first time we've done this and not in the restaurant that we're tasting. It's sort of interesting. I kind of like it. This is the community-minded television station, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, the CMTV studio.
There it is, that's the word I was
We're in
looking
the
for.
studio tonight.
I'm clearly not in show business. And today, we're going to be doing a taste test of a few very famous fast food cheeseburgers and trying to determine which one is which and which one is best.
We're doing this blind, so we're gonna have blindfolds on, which is gonna cause some antics and some unbiased opinions. Wait, I already tied mine.
You have to untie it now. Mine has a unicorn on it.
Yeah.
So I should have the horn visible.
Yeah, you should.
All right, so you put it down and take a bite out of it.
Yep,
And then
I
pass
know
it to
how
me,
to
and
eat.
I'll take a bite out of it. Don't say what you think it is until I've already taken a bite, and then we can discuss. Wrappers are.
Here we go.
Okay.
Should we say what we think it is? You wanna say it on 3?
1, 2, 3.
Carl's
Burger King.
Jr. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
What fast food place is your favorite
Out of all of them,
in the whole world? Not even just cheeseburgers.
y'all, it's Arby's.
Mine too.
Really?
We were just talking trash about Arby's, but it's my favorite.
Me too.
Okay, I'll do this one. All right, I'm feeling sesame seeds, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right, don't say anything. Spoil it.
There you go. I definitely have a guess on this one.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
My guess on this one is Carl's Jr.
Me too.
I think that's.
The lettuce is tipping me off.
I was gonna say
Carl's Jr.
the lettuce thing is like it's a lot, which is good. Also,
like this
really
one.
good sentence. The lettuce thing is like a lot.
I like this one a lot better than the last one.
I also like this one better. I would be inclined to give this one a 3.5 stars. I like this one better.
I was almost gonna take it up to 3 3/4.
Whoa. See, that's funny because it doesn't even have a cheeseburger.
No, and I keep wanting them to have like a promotional cheeseburger so we can even do it.
So what's your
but-
favorite thing to get at Arby's? Chicken strips?
Chicken strips and curly fries.
Yeah.
Forever. The worst thing to eat on a road trip is an Arby's roast beef sandwich with cheese, because you literally just end up with a pile of melted cheese.
This sounds like this happened to you.
On your hands,
one
or
time.
I don't know. It did. Oh, a new burger. Oh, and it's partially unwrapped. Is there even a burger in there? Hang on, I'm gonna take another bite. I feel like I got mostly lettuce.
Okay, that's fair. Oh, there it is.
This one has a lot less depth than the others. So the first one,
We were pretty sure that was Burger King.
Burger King. Second one, pretty sure was Carl's Jr. Third one was probably Jack in the Box.
We were correct.
Oh.
It's the Whopper.
Yeah, we were correct. You know, see, here's the thing. Looking at it, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
It's all flat. You're right, it's very wide. And it just looks really
It has
like a
the
bummer.
bun. The bun to beef ratio is pretty depressing. The bun is very clean, which is nice, but it's really flat. And yeah, it's just it doesn't have cheese.
That bums me out.
The lettuce is pretty depressing.
Okay.
All right. So we're on a roll tonight.
You wanna wait? We'll save our high five for the confirmed win.
Right. Yeah.
See. Okay,
So this is
right off the bat.
this is the famous star. It has a
Much
lot
more
more
on board
depth.
with this.
It's a lot taller. It's got a lot more fresh lettuce.
Yeah, the ingredients actually have a distinctive, like instead of just a mush of on there.
Right.
It's
There's like layers to it. So this is Jack in the Box. To be honest, it doesn't look as depressing as it was. It's all right. At least it actually fills the whole bun, like. And the lettuce doesn't look as bad as it kind of felt in my mouth.
But where's the darn flavor? That's what I'm talking about.
It doesn't taste like anything.
So-
but I'm a Carl's Jr. fan.
I was
Boy,
gonna
think a
ask
little
you
bit.
that. Like, of these three, do you have an allegiance?
I definitely think it's Carl's Jr. And probably just because their burgers taste like they're cooked on fire, and I don't know.
That would be my allegiance also. Well, that's our time, folks.
Yeah, that's all we have for today.
You have burger in your teeth.
Dang it.
It's a new development. I would have told you earlier. I would have been like, stop the tape.
That's pretty good. That's
Isn't
pretty
that
good.
McDonald's?
I love those. I think they're great. I want to see a bunch of them all the time. That seems pretty improvised on the spot, right? Oh boy, my segues really need work.
Ryan, they're great.
Recently, do you guys know Matt Shea? He's an insane person who's very dangerous and crazy, and he wrote a
lives here.
manifesto.
As crazy people.
Our own master of controversy, our staff writer, Riley Connors, also wrote a manifesto. He really badgered me to get this on here, and I was like,
It was like parallel thinking. They did it at the same time.
okay, he hasn't really told me anything, but he has some bullet points here. You wanted to, Riley, come on up, buddy. Riley Connors,
he has.
everybody.
See what he has. Why not?
How's it going, man?
I feel like you're going to regret this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you called in all your favors.
I
I'll
don't know.
tell you that
Your
much.
parents are here. I'm embarrassing myself already.
So you did a manifesto, or?
Yeah. I mean, it's like a little bit of like a memoir. It's like a self-help book. It disappoints my parents.
Okay.
It's all of that. It's called How to Turn a Talent for Humiliating Yourself into an Art Form.
Oh.
Part 8, The Last Jew Guy. Get it? Because I'm Jew. Yeah.
Right. You're right.
So usually, manifestos, as we see, are from crazy people, and like no judgment, but just for the audience, I broke mine down into chapters and bullet points.
Okay.
And I thought because we're kind of crunched on time,
Sure.
I would just read off chapters, and then you just stop me where you want me to kind of elaborate for
Okay.
like maybe like a minute, or if the audience, I don't, it's you guys.
Let's see.
I don't care.
What do we got? Chapters.
Okay, so chapter 1. How I accidentally got O.J. Simpson out of prison.
No, I don't. No.
All right. Yeah. The let the juice loose campaign on Twitter really went wrong.
Okay.
the real story of Thanksgiving. As told to me by uncle with complicated opinions.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Public restrooms, private tears.
Yeah, we don't want to go into that one.
Yeah,
Sorry,
what else
buddy,
you
but
got?
you know, maybe
All right,
later.
this
you
one's
can-
a little bit more personal, but it was like, who would I rather, mermaids or centaur ladies?
Let's scoop along that one. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Whoever said that, you got good taste.
And I think you know the answer already.
This next one was my father, Bill Clinton.
Intrigue.
I don't know. Too political.
He's never called. Chapter 6, dogs that can talk.
Oh, well, no, I'm not a fan.
Originally, that was Law & Order SVU, a retrospective, but there's too many seasons.
You got a whole book right there.
Yeah, Chapter 7, my friendship with Mayor David D. Bones Condon.
Yeah, we know you love...
I think he loves me more than I love him. But in parentheses, the most valuable thing in my life. And Chapter 8, I'm hoping you go with this one, an excerpt from my erotic fiction book, My Brother's Sister's Lover.
No, come on. No.
Nope.
No.
Number 9, this is more of just like an introspective piece. Am I woke or am I actually dead asleep? An investigation on a man with complicated opinions.
I mean, how do you know if you are asleep? You could be dreaming. You don't know.
Aren't we all just living in a simulation?
I don't know. Let's move it on.
I was drinking backstage. And then number 10 is basketball.
Just basketball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that
So let
seems-
me flip to it. Okay.
Okay.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like to dribble the ball up and down the court.
Oh. Needs a little punch up, maybe, or
something.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I just wrote like LeBron James like 16 times.
As one do.
Well, you know, Riley, you're on the way to making a crazy manifesto. I have to say.
I hope I get an article in Rolling Stone and win with 55% of the vote in the Valley.
Godspeed. Riley Connors, everybody. Oh man, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah,
there.
there's, there's some ideas. There's
Great-
something there.
Great start there.
Something.
Speaking of funny, oh man, it's not.
No, Ryan. Maybe.
Gotta write more, I think.
Got
I think.
this.
Our next guest is a comedian, an improviser, and many other things. I love her very dearly. She's very
She's
sweet.
a Mara of all trades.
Mara Baldwin. Come on up, Mara. Oh.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Hi. Wow, white guys and manifestos, right? It's like Pop Rocks and Coca-Cola. Like I read about it, and I still never want to try it. Hi guys, my name's Mara. I'm not a stand-up actually, but I'm standing, and I'm up. It's a little stand-up humor for you. You're welcome. Normally I do improv, but I'm not doing that tonight. So, sorry. I'm gonna just tell you some stories. I tried to plan some stuff, and it all stopped being funny as soon as I wrote it out. So I was like, well, I'll just stop writing, and then I'll stay funny. I just want to talk to you guys about stuff like the bus. Has anybody here ever been on a bus? Me, I've been on a bus. My car broke down, and my coworker said he's gonna fix it for free, which I think just means he's never gonna ever fix it. But I can't ask him about it. Like today I asked him, I was like, how's the car? And he's like, man, it's good. It's a car. And it's like, yeah, I'm fixing it for free. And I went, I'll take the bus forever. I like the bus because you could just really hang loose there. You know, there was a lady there, and I thought she was holding a bagel. And I thought she was eating a bagel, and it took 20 minutes on the bus ride to realize that it was a small dog and she was talking to it. But it still had some kind of schmear on it. There was definitely a sheen on the dog, and I didn't want to look any closer. Once I was on a city bus, or no, I was on a Greyhound, which is like a city bus, but more powerful and less rules. The bus driver was like, don't break. And then he proceeded to drive and never look back for 8 hours. So I sat in the very back with the hopes that no one would sit next to me. And then the first guy who got on came and sat next to me. And I didn't want to be like, no. So I just went, hi, and he went, hi. And so that was the first word to me, was hi. And then the second thing he said to me was, are you a snitch? Which, when you're on a Greyhound bus in Chicago, the answer should always be no. Don't say yes. Like if you say, yes, I am. You caught me. I snitched on myself. He goes, are you a snitch? And I said, uh-uh. And then we were kind of like way cooler than everybody else on the bus immediately. And he goes, can you cough real loud? And I said, uh-huh. And I didn't know where it was going, but I knew I was going to roll with some punches. It's going to be weird, but I was ready for it. And he pulls out a tall boy of beer, and he looks at me, and he counts to 3. And on 3, I went while he opened it. And then he stuck it in a glove to, I think, hide it. Because you know when you see a man drinking out of a fully formed hand on a bus, you just don't suspect anything. You're like, how normal, he's drinking a hand. He wanted to use my phone a lot. I said no, I helped him cough and hide a beer in a hand, so we had a rapport. I really like this view, guys. Give it up for the view. Give it up for the view. I don't know. Don't. Do what you want. My Fresh Basket. That's my mother's favorite restaurant. It is a grocery store. But she'll call me and she'll be like, hi, isn't it so funny that you live in town and your sisters don't, but I talk to them more? Isn't that funny? And I'm like, hello. And then she goes, do you want to get dinner sometime? Do you want to get dinner tonight in 30 minutes? And I'll be like, sure, where would you like to go? And I work in a restaurant. I'm like, oh, we could try some new stuff. And she's like, oh, we have to go to Basket. She doesn't call it My Fresh Basket. That's for the new people. She calls it the Basket. And I just sort of let her live with the idea that it wasn't a grocery store, that it was, in fact, a restaurant. And then Restaurant Week came around. Has anybody here done Restaurant Week? Have you eaten at a restaurant during a week? It's like a thing where like you can pay for something. Anyways, it's like so many restaurants participate in it, and you have a certain amount of, like you pay $30 and you get a 3-course meal. It's great. And my mom was like, well, let's do Restaurant Week at the Basket. And I was like trying to ease into telling her that it was a grocery store. So I was like, do you want to spend $30 at the store? Do you want to buy 3 things and eat them in a specific order and time it? No, she's great. The other day she looked at me and she's like, oh, will you put on that Macklemore song where the roof falls on him? And I went, what? And she's like, yeah, the one where the ceiling's falling down on them. And I'm like, sing it for me. And she's like, well, you put your hands up like the ceiling can't hold those. Mom! You didn't write a song about an earthquake, Mom. You wrote about dancing. No, she's great. She's great. I'm the last child. I'm the oops baby. She had 2, and then there was a miracle, and it was me. And so the first child is a social worker in Seattle. The second child went into the Peace Corps and did that, and then she walked the Camina, and now she teaches like at a inner city school in Chicago. And then I dropped out of 2 colleges, and I do improv comedy. So I'm the golden one. No, it's cool. She was really supportive. Yeah, when I was doing improv, when I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to just do comedy, she went, oh, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, do you have a boyfriend? And at that point I was like, no, Mom, I'm just gonna do it and like work my way. And she's like, okay, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Should I write the check now at the beginning of the conversation? I have a boyfriend. I've been with him about a year now. Yeah, caught him. He's stuck. He's stuck. I didn't show him my credit score until after he loved me. And then it was too late, and he's stuck there. No, when that's the most intimate thing you can do with a partner, it turns out. It's not have naked time together. It's to show the credit score. And then you explain, like, I just don't know. I just forgot about credit scores forever until I had a bad one. No, things are good. I didn't drink for a month. I just took a month off, and so I got like a huge sugar craving. But I still wanted to appear demure and ladylike, and like I didn't just want to eat a bag of dilly bars in a parking lot. So we bought a big old thing of peanut butter M&Ms, and we put it in the freezer, and my boyfriend doesn't know that I've had 5 bags in 1 week. He thinks I've had half of one bag in a week. So I would just eat down to half, and then I'd go to the store, and I'd finish the second half and eat down to a half. And I just did that all this week. And that's all I did. And he'd be like, wow, you're eating these kind of slow. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can only have like 2 at a time. Just fill up so fast. Guys, thanks so much. My name's Mara Baldwin.
Oh, Mara. Thank you. Oh, excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to do your M&M trick. That's
Please.
a good one.
It
That's
works
brilliant. That's
until
so
you
brilliant.
tell him at a comedy show. Oh, no. And then he knows.
Oh, no. Cat's out of the bag.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, look at this.
Who's the comedian here? Mr. Upside Down Man.
That's not how it works.
You're putting on your own like variety show.
Yes, yes.
And you just came up with a name for it.
Yes.
After I was on it.
Yes.
So, okay,
yes.
good.
Like when you said, what's it called? I just thought of something. And then I shot off a quick email to the guy.
I wrote
who
it down
said,
here. You can
yes, there's something about Mondays, once a month at the Observatory, which is an amazing bar over on Howard.
It's really cool to do it, like, because, you know, it's a nice, cozy place, like, and so the audience is really great and really fun. And I did it last month.
I'm doing it this month. With
I was doing it this month?
Yep.
Your bit's going to be great.
Yeah, my
Really
partner
looking
and I are
forward
going to do a
to it.
little...
I'm excited. I'm
We
excited.
do a little couples therapy.
Yeah. So, and that's Monday. Oh, sorry, what's the
Teach
next
you some
one?
things.
Is it every Monday?
Monday the 26th.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
not every Monday, no?
No, it's once a month.
Once a Monday.
Yeah, once a Monday. One Monday. One Monday. One Monday a month. I don't know any Monday. Just show up. Come up.
But you could find that on the Observatory
Yeah.
Facebook
Yeah,
page or the
absolutely.
Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, you aren't traditionally a stand-up comic, like you said, but you...
Traditionally, yes.
You do the improv, and when did
Yeah.
you start doing like comedy in general, I guess?
I was homeschooled. Yeah. So when I finally went into the common, like, the river of students in public school, I didn't know how to talk to them. So I started doing improv at Ferris High School. And so improv was kind of my first way to speak to people, which still wasn't good. Still wasn't a
I didn't think that would make it harder.
No, I'd be like, oh, questions only. Know that game, 15-year-olds? It's very fun. So that was hard. But then, yeah, it transitioned over to stand-up just after, I think people just stopped asking what improv was. And I'd be like, no, okay, yeah, I'll just talk. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do both.
Yeah.
They're both interesting.
And I mean, you've done lots of different stuff, like the microbiography
Yes.
stuff. Like, I don't know if anybody see the microbiography thing with her and Mark Robbins and, sorry, who's
Pat
the
Thomas.
Pat Thomas, that's right, yeah.
Our group, the Freedom Association.
The Freedom Association is
Yeah.
great. Mara does a slew of many things. Like, it's all over the board. You do, and I'm really excited about your show.
Yeah.
There's something about Mondays.
Such an endearing name. Reminds you of
Like,
a
I picture
movie.
a Kathy comic, but it's you, like, going,
Oh, Mondays! I know. I was trying to figure out how to make it Garfield themed, but Garfield sucks.
It's so bad. Everyone's over it.
Well, that's great. So look for that, and any other, just look for Mara.
Yeah, I'm in the Drink and Debate this Sunday at the Spokane Comedy Club. I have a show called Defeat the Minotaur this Monday with Mark Robbins at Nita Burrito. I'm in a roast show with Ryan McComb. What episode? It's the 100th episode, actually.
Okay, good.
So ironic. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm in a roast show with Ryan McComb.
Ryan McComb right there.
Yeah. Hi, Ryan.
he's
Never mind. He
doing
says,
a
don't do this.
Oh, no, he doesn't want any acknowledgement.
I'm dead? I don't want to use my roasts on you. But I'm going to roast you like a pork loin. As they say. That old saying.
Well, Mara, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Please go
Thank
watch
you, guys.
Mara Baldwin, everybody. Thank you.
Just real quick, I just got to say, I used to work at a burrito spot up on the South Hill.
Yeah.
And there's a Subway next door to it. And I knew Mara when she was still in high school in Thesperados, which I was in high school.
Yeah.
I'm a lot older
Sorry,
than Mara.
Thesperados?
Thesperados.
Okay, cool.
You got it. But I remember when she was in that, and just seeing her sort of blossom is a very, very funny person. Has been an absolute treat. She's one of the
Mara makes me
funniest
laugh
people in town.
every time.
Yeah.
Every time. It's really worth going to see. Go see Mara, yes. So that's about the show. We're going to have Nat Park come back up, guys. I guess I'll.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got it.
I don't know what this song is, but that's all a joke. I'm in this band, actually.
Or is he? He is. Or is he? He is.
I am Nat Park. That's my pen name.
Those are the tunnels of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not named after the theme park.
Right. Some weird thing.
But Ryan, actually, while you were during our break, I took the liberty of typing up some lyrics.
Oh, good. That'd be good. Oh, so we are doing the one that I don't know.
I'm no longer needed here. Nat Park and the Tunnels of Love.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. We're going to play 2 songs for you, and then that'll be it. I appreciate you coming out. Please drive safe going home, and come see us at Berserk December 8th with Silver Treason. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks to Sam Ligon. Thanks to Cody Thomas. Thanks to Mara Baldwin, and thanks for voting for the library to get the bond passed. So we're going to have a really
thanks, everybody.
cool library pretty soon.
Amazing success.
Even cooler than this, which is hard to imagine. But yeah, this song's called Bad News? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think we'll do one more for you, and then we'll shut the library down. I'm a little sick. I think I have a fever. What's this one? Write a book. Oh, yeah, I know this one. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next month. Hit it. That's the end.